guys, welcome to my car. Finn's with us today. Say hi. He likes it when the window's down, but it's too loud for the video when the window's down. Please, that is so sweet. Okay, I'm gonna leave it down, and then if it gets too loud, we'll roll it up. It is a beautiful fall day, but then that means that it's too loud to actually be outside while I film. Like, the wind is too loud. So anyways, I'm filming this in my car because the lighting is just always good in the car, and I can talk as loud as I want and no one will hear me. Like, I tried to film this morning, but it was so quiet in my house that, like, it was so embarrassing. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my October TBR, the books I want to read in October. It's very ambitious. I think there's 15 books on this TBR, so kind of a lot. Like, unless this is the only thing I read, I'm not going to read every single book on this, which is totally fine. It's just kind of books that I have that I'm like, you know what, this would fit perfectly into October. There's a few that I really, really want to read, and I'll tell you which ones those are. But the rest of them, I'm just kind of like, if I can get them in, then that's good. If I can't, whatever, you know? I don't usually like to film monthly TBRs just because I kind of think they're pointless. Like, you have your whole physical TBR, and then you pick like 10 or 15 of them that you want to read in 1 month, but then literally no one ever sticks to them. Some people do, actually. Some people are really good at them, but me, I'm really bad at sticking to large TBRs. Like, I can stick to like 3 books for a video, but 10 books for a whole month is just a little much for me. So I don't like making them, except for special occasions like October and December, because October is all witch, spooky, Halloween vibes, you know? And then December is like all Christmas, fun, festive vibes. So those are 2 very specific kind of books that I enjoy reading that I feel like fit perfectly into that 1 month. So yeah. Also, I have no clue what this is. It's not a pimple because it's, I don't know, it's just a red mark and I can't cover it up. It's very persistent, so welcome her today to the video. The window is down again. Okay, so we are starting off strong with the book I have wanted to read probably the whole time that I've ever been a reader. I mean, I've been a reader my whole life, but I just recently started getting into reading like 2 or 3 years ago, and this whole time I've wanted to read this book. And I bought it a few months ago, and I'm finally gonna get to it. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have heard so many good things about Erin Morgenstern's writing, and characters and worlds. I just think, I don't know, she's so like hyped that I'm really excited to try one of her books. I also have The Starless Sea by her, which I'm excited to read, but this one just feels a little more Halloween spooky to me. It feels a lot like Caraval to me, but I didn't particularly enjoy Caraval, and I've heard people describe it as Caraval but better. Well, actually, I've heard people describe Caraval as The Night Circus but worse, because that was written after this book, I'm pretty sure. Also, this is just a beautiful book, like the glossy thing, and then when you take it off, look at it when you take it off. It's so cool. Staying with the theme of fantasies, we have A Discovery of Witches by, Deborah Harkness. I couldn't find her name for a second. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I had actually forgot about this book until yesterday. I saw it in a YouTube video and I was like, oh, I need to read that, because I've been wanting to for a long time. I forgot about it because it's on my mom's bookshelf, not my bookshelf, so I don't see it every single day. But I picked it up from my mom and I'm going to read it this month. Basically, this book takes place in Oxford, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so she's at the Oxford Bodleian Library, I think is how you pronounce it. And she finds an enchanted what word is that word? An enchanted alchemical manuscript? Which basically just means like alchemy, I'm pretty sure. But then she like starts demons and witches and a vampire, which I'm pretty sure is a love interest. His name is Matthew. ever since I watched Downton Abbey, the name Matthew has been so attractive to me. I don't even know why. I know a few Matthews, but they're not attractive because I knew them before I knew the Matthew from Downton Abbey. But now whenever I meet a new Matthew, I'm like, ah! It's weird how stuff like that can just change a name for you. Another fantasy that we have, which I'm pretty sure is the last fantasy on this. Well, no, some of them are like mixed mystery and fantasy, you know. But anyways, the last one is I forgot the name of it. A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. I've talked a lot about this book on my channel lately, so I'm gonna keep this brief. But this just seems so like academic fall. And also dragons, it's just very October to me, you know. This one I would be fine if I left this to read in November, because it also feels like a very November book to me, and there are other ones that have to do more with October that I would want to read first. But this is written in the form of a memoir, but it's fictional. I'm pretty sure, because dragons don't exist, so it's gotta be fictional. And I just think that's such a clever idea. I'm also obsessed with the cover. And I love women in science. I love it. It's so fun for me to read about. Moving on, we have a few mysteries. I say a few, but I pull out this giant stack. We have a few murder mysteries, kind of like thrillers, and then some that are just kind of cozy mysteries. Because I don't really like scary books, but I do like cozy murder mysteries, witches, you know, stuff like that, but not if it's like horror. I like the thriller aspect, but not the horror aspect, you know? The first one is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I've heard so much about this series. I think it's 5 or 4 books long now. And this sounds just so fun to me. It kind of reminds me of Harry Potter. It kind of reminds me of the vibes I get from the early books of Harry Potter, where there are these kids at a boarding school and they're just trying to figure out a mystery, and they're just kind of getting into some shenanigans, and that just sounds so fun to me. What I really like about this is that it talks about her like group that she's gonna be with, and it says the inventor, the novelist, the actor, the artist, and the jokester. And that just kind of gives me like Breakfast Club vibes. Like, I just love it when there's such different groups of people coming together and like their personalities clash. I think that's so fun. I have the audiobook for this. I just barely got it from the library, so definitely will be reading this one. I've also got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is so popular. I feel weird that I haven't read it yet, and I've wanted to read it, but I'm like saving it for October. This is about a girl who's obsessed with true crime, and a murder and then a suicide happened in her town. Well, they happened like 5 years ago in her town, and when like new evidence comes up, I think she takes it upon herself to like try and figure out what's going on. To be honest, I'm not very well versed in the mystery world. I basically stick to the genres I like, but this year I've been trying very hard to branch out. These are going to be the first few mystery thrillers that I've ever read in my life, so that's exciting, and I'll tell you how I like them. The other one is One of Us is Lying. This is actually very similar to Truly Devious now that I'm thinking about it. It takes place in a high school, and these 5 kids all get put in detention together. One of them doesn't make it out alive. One of them dies or is murdered. And then the whole book is like the other 4 are suspects, trying to figure out who killed him. And the guy who died, he had like dirt on all of them, you know, like he was gonna spill some secrets after detention, so they all had like probable cause, you know, probable cause to murder this guy. So that's what this one is about. I'm pretty sure there's a TV show about this one. The last one is, now that I'm thinking about it, probably better suited for winter, but I have a really fun like video idea for December, so I'm not sure if I'll have time to read it in December. I might read it in January, actually. That would be smart of me, because I don't know, but I'll just include this anyways. It takes place in the winter, in the snow, which is why I'm thinking maybe it's more of a winter book, but it also is like a cozy kind of haunted house mystery, and it's a middle grade book. I never even told you the name of it. It's Green Glass House by Kate Milford, and look at the picture. It's a house with a bunch of green glass on it. It's cute. Oh, there's also a second book which is called Ghosts of Green Glass House. Just in case you were wondering. Alright, these next few books are a little iffy because I'm on my book buying ban, which means I can't buy any books. Also, it is getting kind of hot in here, but I can't turn the air up. Basically, there's a lot of books that I found that I really want to read in November, but I don't own them. And I'm too far back in line at the library that I won't be able to read them in October if I just wait for them to come in at the library. So I might allow myself to buy them on Kindle. So cute, oh my gosh. I might allow myself to buy them on Kindle as long as I read them immediately, because the whole point of a book buying ban is just to not create a backlog of books that you have to read. And if I read it immediately after I buy it, I think it'll be okay. I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway because I've been so strict for like the last 4 months. I haven't bought a single book. I'm really impressed with myself, but I don't want to like sacrifice this feeling that I really want to read these books. So a few of them are mangas and graphic novels, and we'll go over those first. So the first one is Spy Family. I do own this one, which is why I have it here in person, so I can read this month. But the problem is, if I really enjoy it, I can't read the next few ones until January, which is so annoying. Yeah, it's a really like humorous manga series, I feel like. He's supposed to infiltrate a private school. Wait. Twilight is a master spy who's supposed to infiltrate an elite private school, but what he doesn't know is that his wife is an assassin and the child he's adopted is a telepath. That sounds so funny to me. Okay, I'm excited to read that. We've also got Witch Hat Atelier. I have the first 4 volumes. I think there's 11 volumes out now, and they're witches, okay? I want to read about them in October, but I don't have the 5th one. And I have a few of them from the library, so I might read those, because that's fun. Witch Hat Atelier is such a fun, like, cozy read. It's my favorite manga series at the moment, which isn't saying that much because I don't read very much manga, but I love it. This is actually, okay, if you want to read it, this is the perfect time to pick it up. I don't know, I just love it. And then each one focuses on a different character, and, you know, they're like personal conflict and stuff, and I love it. First of all, the magic system in this series is so cool. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's kind of fun when you learn it for the first time. She's like this little 12-year-old learning how to be a witch, and the magic system is so cool. It's very creative. I would highly recommend it. The other 2 graphic novels that I want to read, I have no clue what they're about, and I'm not going to look it up because I kind of just want to be surprised, but they both have witches on the cover, and it's Unfamiliar and Crumbs, and I think it looks like Unfamiliar is part of a series. It looks like Crumbs used to be a webtoon, so I might go find it on webtoon and read that. This is really weird, trying to like everything possible not to spend money. It's so funny because I have money, I'm just trying to save it up, and so it's so weird that I can't like even spend a penny on these books. Okay, the very last category is romance. I have 5 romance books here that I feel like would be perfect for October. Oh my gosh, do you feel that? Well, sorry, you can't feel that. Can you hear that though? That might be too loud. I'm sorry if it is, but it feels so good. It feels like fall. I love it. I love it. The first book is My Roommate is a Vampire. This is the one that I really, really want to read in October. It's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's this girl and her roommate is a vampire, and they fall in love. And I don't really know much else about it. I don't really like vampire books, to be all that honest. Okay. Sorry, Finn. Basically, I don't like vampire books very much. I haven't read very many. The only ones that I've read is Twilight. That's the only vampire book I've read. Dang, I need to branch out a little more. But apparently, I got a vampire in this book, and I'm gonna read a vampire romance. So, I'm doing it. I'm branching out for all you vampire girlies. I'm gonna try it. I know this one is a little different because it's a romance book, and not a fantasy book, so it's bound to be a little different. But I'm really excited for that one. I'm also excited to read The Ex-Hex. This is actually part of a series, a duology, I think, or maybe they're releasing another one right now, but there's only 2 out. Anyways, the first one is called The Ex-Hex, and the second one is called The Kiss Curse. And if it's just a witch who accidentally hexes her ex. It's really hard to say. Just about a witch who accidentally hexes her ex. And do I even need to say anything else? This one is also very popular, so you guys have probably already heard of them before. And then the last 2 are actually by the same author. They're both by Ashley Poston, and it is The 7-Year Slip and The Dead Romantics. These 2 have been going around like crazy. I just think they don't really have to do with October, but they just kind of make sense for me in some way. The 7-Year Slip, I'm actually not quite sure the plot of this one because I've been confused. Every time I watch a video about it, I get a little confused. But I think it's about a girl who falls in love with someone from 7 years ago. It's kind of like a time travel book, I think. So I'm actually not sure what that book's about. That's my best guess. But The Dead Romantics is about a girl who, she has a ghostwriter who is an actual ghost. And so it's like The Dead Romantics because he's dead, but she still likes him. I thought that was such a clever idea because ever since I was a kid, well, not recently, but when I was a kid, I legit thought that ghostwriter meant that you were getting your words from beyond the grave. And I was like, that's a real thing? And then one day someone told me it's not a real thing, and I got very disappointed because I wanted a ghost to write me stories. But hey, that's it. I think I got them all. Now that I've actually talked about them all, it feels very doable, but that's also just my delusional brain talking. I know this is this is very ambitious for me, especially just because I'm a slow reader. If I actually read all of these books, it'll be a Halloween miracle. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. If you have any other suggestions that you would love for me to read, I will look into it, but just remember, if they're really popular, I probably won't get to them because I have to wait through the line at the library. My lines are like 8 months long sometimes. It's crazy, and it's eye-opening because I never used to go to a library before this, and now that I do, it's crazy. I would highly recommend it. If you feel like you're getting into bad reading habits, go on a book buying ban and be serious about it. Like, allow yourself to find new books, but then you have to get them from the library if you want them. You can't buy them, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna go now because Finn is getting restless. Why are you in that corner? Say bye. He doesn't care about you guys. How does that make you feel? He doesn't really care about me either. He's just kind of like living his life. Not a thought in your brain, huh?